AllBrands show. Today, I'm your host, Courtney Dowdett, and we have an amazing show for you today. I'm really excited about it. Today, we have Sarah Bester. She's going to be showing us some amazing things on the 6-needle and hat frames, which I've always wanted to do hats. It seems a little nerve-wracking, so she's going to show us some amazing tricks. But before we do that, I want to tell you all about a different show that we have. It's called AllBrands After Hours with me. And we actually sit, and it's kind of like a sit and sew together where after hours, after AllBrands, we sit and we just do some projects and have a good time. So definitely check that out. It comes up on Saturdays around 8 o'clock. That time may change, just depending. So let's say hi to some people in the chat. Oh my goodness, there's so many of you already here. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Hi from Ohio. Let's see. Oh, Black Cat. I have a Black Cat. She's a sweetie. Cat. Oh, did I click the same one? There we go. Hi, Debbie from Ohio. We have a lot of people from Ohio. Hi. And hello, how are you? See, another cat. Do we have multiple Kathys, or am I clicking the same one? Margarine, hi, how are you? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to have everyone here today. Now, if you haven't already signed up for Houston Quilt Festival to come see us, definitely make sure you come see us. I will list out everyone after later in the show, so you can go ahead and get pre-planned to come see us at Houston Quilt Festival. All right, without further ado, Sarah, hi!
Hi, Courtney. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Excited to talk about hats today.
Oh, definitely. Oh my God, I see you have something behind you.
Yes, I do. I have my pretty little 6-needle. I have the PRCF3 behind me.
That is awesome. So
yeah.
What do you have to show us today?
So today I'm going to talk a little bit about how Brothers multi-needle and tubular embroidery machines can help you in your small business or to make a little side hustle. We'll talk specifically about adding some hats into your side hustle, making some money off of those, and just talk about the different hat frame options and probably stitch out a hat or two. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Take it away. Oops.
All right. Okay, so like I said, I have my 6-needle machine here, and I myself have a small business, and I can tell you I use this machine for so much of what I make for my small business. So I am the right person to be talking about how to use a multi-needle machine or a tubular embroidery machine for your small business. So Brother has 3 different, well, I'm saying tubular, but the right term is free arm. It's called a free arm embroidery machine. And that is this little arm right here. And what that means is that you can embroider tubular items without having to flatten them out, like on another flatbed embroidery machine, which Brother offers many of those as well. So there are 3 different free arm machines. One is the Persona, and that is a single needle free arm machine. So it doesn't have multiple thread colors going at once. It's still one thread color, but you're able to have that tubular aspect, the free arm aspect, sorry. So you can stitch out really fun things like hats without having to flatten them out. They just kind of slide into the machine like that. We'll talk about the different cap frames that you can use with these machines. You can do sleeves, pant legs, baby onesies, shoes. I mean, the free arm system opens up a whole world of possibilities for embroidery. So it's really exciting and really fun. The second machine is this baby right here, the PR680W. It is a 6-needle machine. So I have 6 different color threads loaded in right now. And what that basically means is that the machine can cycle through 6 different thread colors in an embroidery design without me touching it at all. So it'll automatically change from color to color as it's stitching out my design. So I can make a beautiful shirt like this that has about 5 colors in it. I can set it in the machine. I can walk away, and when it's done, it's done. It did all the colors for me. I don't have to change the thread. It does all of that for me. So it's pretty mind-blowing. It's fun. And then your third option would be the PR1055X, which is the 10 needle machine. So that one goes even crazier. You can have 10 colors in a design without ever having to change the thread. So really fun stuff. So there are 3 different cap frames that are offered. The standard cap frame is the one that you would be able to use with the Persona, which is the single needle free arm machine. And the one that I am using today is called the flat brim cap frame. And I'll show you all the little parts to it, how to set it up, how to use it, because I know it can be a little bit scary, but trust me, I figured it out. You guys will be able to figure it out, and I'll show you just how easy it is. And then the third cap frame available is the wide cap frame, and that one is really cool because it can stitch from ear to ear, so it can go all the way around the hat, so you can get some really fun designs on there with the wide brim cap frame. Okay, so a little bit more about hats. They are such a great product to offer to your customers or to your friends and family. If you're just having going for a side hustle, if you're going for a full-blown business, whatever you're working on, hats are always a great item. They're very versatile. For the most part, one size fits all. A lot of them have the adjuster strap in the back. This one has Velcro. So you can really offer one size that anyone can adjust to fit their head. And you can personalize them in so many different ways. So this one, I have my initials on there in a monogram style. And I don't think those are, I don't think that's the right order that your initials are supposed to go in. This is my middle initial. So someone will have to correct me on that because I'm not too familiar with monograms. But I do love the way that this lettering comes out. The style looks really nice on a hat. I added some flowers around the edge too. So today it's a really rainy day, I'm coming to you from New York. I love to wear a hat in the rain, obviously in the summer to keep the sun off of you, and of course when you're having a bad hair day. So it's a super versatile item, like I was saying before, kind of a one size fits all. So it's unisex, men, women, kids, everyone loves a good hat. So you can personalize them with people's initials, with flowers. I made this one the other day. It says, "Plant care is self-care." And this is one of the built-in designs in the machine, this little tool design here. And then I added the text to it as well. So this is a perfect hat when I'm gardening in my imaginary garden. Hats are really great for businesses. Oh, are you jumping in, Courtney?
Sorry, I just want to jump in and say I love that hat. That is amazing. Everyone is just so excited to see you. And I had to show you this comment. Christy said, "Sarah's a great at explaining things."
Thank you. I tried.
I just thought that was cute.
Thanks. So I love this built-in design as well. I think this is the first hat that I made because I couldn't resist this cute little sandwich design. And this would be really great for a local business. So if you, again, are starting a little side hustle, a little business, local businesses are always looking for branded items to wear while they work or when they're not working. This would be a great one for a sandwich shop, right? Cute. I've also done bucket hats using the cap frame, which is not totally necessary because it is easier to flatten a bucket hat, but the cap frame makes it even easier to do because it's circular. So I have this. I made this one kind of reversible. So on one side, we got the groovy, and on the other side, we have the lucky cat. So these are all really fun to make, and I used my flat brim cap frame to make all of these. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the flat brim cap frame so we can get a little familiar, and I want to give you guys a really good idea of just how this works and how easy it is to do, and why you get such great results when you use this frame. So your very, very best friend is the user manual. See, I have this right by my side because it's when you first install it, there are a few adjustments that you're going to make sure that it fits to your machine perfectly. And I'm going to get up close. Let me switch my camera angle here. So, and my machine is on wheels, so it's really easy for me to wheel this around and show you guys. Okay, so this is the driver that's loaded on here. And this has a little piece that when you attach it to the machine recognizes that the cap driver is installed. And so it automatically sets the embroidery area to the maximum cap embroidery area. And these little rolls right here are where you're going to slide your cap frame in once your cap is mounted. And there's a small little adjuster piece. Get up close here. This comes included with your machine, so whether you have the cap frame or not, it pops right on top of the needle plate, and that just gives the right amount of space in between the cap and the needle plate so that there's no damage and the cap doesn't get caught or anything like that. Turning a little bit more. Okay. So right here on the side, this is my mounting jig. So this actually has the cap frame attached. I'll just take that off. This piece is the mounting jig, and this is screwed on to my machine cart. So it is always there for me and ready to go to mount my caps. And then our other two pieces, we have the upper frame, which I will show you all how to use in a second. And this is the lower frame here. So these two pieces work together for you to attach your hat, attach the stabilizer that you need for the cap, and then together these will attach to the machine and be used during embroidery. Okay. So let me grab this cap right here. So the first thing you want to do is squeeze the brim of the cap lightly together. And then you're going to place the upper frame right on top of it, and you're going to place it right along the seam where the brim meets the top of the hat. And then you're going to use these notches that are right up here to line up. You're going to line up that big notch in the center with the center seam of your hat. Then you can kind of just release the hat so that it sits nicely in there. The next thing you're going to do is pull your sweatband. The sweatband is this little piece that's inside the hat here. So we're going to pull that away so that it doesn't get caught in our stitching. And there's a nice little peg on the side right here, this little peg, that you're just going to wrap it around. And that's going to keep that sweatband away from where our embroidery area is. Okay, so once you wrap that around and you have it lined up, we're going to take the bottom of our frame, load it onto the mounting jig. So again, we have these two little rollers here, these two little white rollers, and this is just going to kind of click right in. with those rollers. Now down at the bottom, there is a little, for lack of a better term, a little twisty knob. And we are going to twist that over. Right now it's in the unlocked position. We're going to twist it over to the locked position. And we're doing that so that we can lock our hat in. So we're taking the hat that we already attached to the upper frame, and then you're going to, oh wait, I forgot the stabilizer. Never forget your stabilizer. So for a hat, you're going to want to cut a stabilizer in a little rectangle shape like this, thin rectangle. And I'm using medium weight tearaway here. And then the lower frame, I'll take it off again so I can show you guys, has a few little teeth here. You can see those. There's some nice teeth here. And what that does is that helps to grip onto the stabilizer and kind of keep it in place while we mount the hat. So clicking that back in, I'm going to take my stabilizer. You're going to kind of slip it under. There's 3 tabs along this edge. Slip it under the tabs and just press down a little bit so that those teeth can grip onto the stabilizer. And again, that makes it so that the stabilizer is not going to move so much when we're attaching our hat. So back to the hat on the upper frame. We'll go ahead and place it on top of the stabilizer, and I just moved the stabilizer. That was my bad though. Hit it with my hand from underneath. Okay, so going from the top, place that hat on. And there are 2 channels on the side. So apologies, I'm doing this at a very weird angle. But you're going to basically slip the upper frame into those 2 channels, and then you're going to press down, making sure your hat is behaving. Let me adjust my hat a little bit. So if you need to redo it, just simply unlock it. There we go. Adjust that hat. When you're doing this at home, you'll be doing it at the right angle and it'll be even easier. Okay, so I'm locking it again, placing this on, putting it in the channels on the side. And then you're just going to press down, and you're going to hear a clicking noise as I press down, and that is the top frame locking into the bottom frame. So listen for that noise. One of them was not in the channel. All right. So did you guys hear that clicking noise? That means that it is, yeah.
I love how sturdy everything feels. It's solid.
It is so solid, and you can see right away my cap is so flat and perfectly rounded to the frame, and that is so satisfying to me because it just gives me so much confidence putting it into the machine for embroidery because I know that the surface is perfectly flat.
Oh my God, it looks wonderful.
Yeah. So once you can't kind of push it down anymore, then it is locked all the way in. And then the very last step is to take these great clips that they look kind of just like a binder clip, but they're curved specifically for this hat frame. I'm going to turn this a little bit more. So on the side here, you're able to flatten the hat even more and just put a clip right at the bottom, like that. And again, just another level of security to make sure that your hat is staying flat as it's embroidering.
Christy said, always harder to do anything while trying to keep the item in the view of the camera, and truer words have never been spoken.
Exactly. Yeah, I appreciate the understanding. Okay, so now that it's all ready to go, I'm just going to pop it right off of the mounting jig, just like I did earlier. So, might block the camera for a second. There we go. It's going to come right off, and you can see the hat is staying perfectly fitted to the frame there. And then you can go ahead and look underneath and make sure that the stabilizer is flat in our embroidery area, which is right up there, and everything looks good inside. So I'm going to twirl this around some more. Hope I'm not making anyone dizzy with all this turning. And I'm going to load this into my machine. So this, again, the driver that I have attached to the machine works the same way as the mount with those two white rollers on both sides. So I'm going to slide this in at an angle and then turn it straight and press it. Weird angle again. Here we go. There we go, until you get that beautiful click that tells you that it is locked in there and ready to go. Okay. So I'm going to switch my camera again. Let me make sure that it's lined up because I've been moving around a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to show you guys a little bit more on the machine side and show you all the different designs that are available to you for personalizing these hats for yourself, for your family, for your side hustle, for your small business. There's so much fun stuff to play with on this machine. So the first thing I'll point out, again, I mentioned that when you attach the hat driver to the machine, it is able to identify that driver and it recognizes that you're using a hat frame. So right up here, we have two little symbols that show that the hat frame is attached. And it might be a little difficult to see, but there is a small box showing us the embroidery area on the screen there. So first thing, let's take a look at some of these monograms. So let's look at how we can accomplish this type of design on a hat. So we have, this is the home screen again, and these are all of our embroidery categories here. So this is the monogram category.
So according to the comment sections, they said the last name goes in the middle.
Okay, perfect. So let me do my initials the right way, right? So I'm going to choose this layout. So you have different options. You could do, I guess, first and last. You can do 3 all the same height, or you can do this diamond configuration. So I'm going to choose that one again. So it would be S on the left side, and we have tabs here for the left letter. Then I'll go to the next tab for the middle letter, which will be my last name. So that's a V. And then the tab for the right-hand letter, A. Okay. And right down here, we're able to jump between large, medium, and small sizes of font. And again, I'm paying attention to that box that shows me my embroidery area. And I can already see that my V is extending beyond that area above and below. You know what? I can actually adjust that so that you guys can see. There we go. Now you can see the box there. So I can see that my V is extending above and below that embroidery area. So I know that I'm going to have to make it smaller if I'm going to be able to fit it on my hat. So I can select that letter directly and jump down to a medium. And then I'm going to select my S and do the same, jump down to a medium. Okay. And then I'm going to set that design. And it is already centered in my embroidery area. And the really cool thing about the hat frame, or I guess it's really cool to me, you guys tell me if you think it's cool too, is that when you put your design in here, you do not have to rotate it. So when you advance to the end edit screen, you can see it rotates it for you because, again, the machine knows that you have a cap frame in here, and it knows that your cap is facing in towards the machine, and so the design will have to face basically upside down. So
that is so neat.
I know, it's great, right? I mean, it takes.
I would have sewn upside down so many times.
Exactly. Exactly. So would I. I mean, I forget all the time to rotate. So this is taking that that step out for you, and it's doing it for you. So I love that about this machine. I'm going to go back to my editing screen. Again, it flipped it back for us to edit. And I'm going to go ahead and add more elements to this. So this is our editing screen. We have tons of different editing tools to play with. We can resize, we can rotate, we can change the stitch density, we can edit the thread colors, we can duplicate, we can add an applique border, we can add stippling, so much to play with in here. The real tool that I like the most, I would say, is this add button, which is not necessarily a tool, more like a key. So it's the add key. And when you press the add key, it brings you back to the main screen here, and it allows you to add more design elements to your embroidery layout. So let's see if I can find where I took these flowers from, because I think they're super cute. We can go into here and we have several different categories of embroidery designs. So I can just browse through these designs and see if I could find those flowers that I use. But there's a lot of beautiful stuff in here to embroider with. If all else fails, I'll add a cute little ladybug. Let's check this category. And this machine works like a tablet, so you can scroll just with your finger. You can use the arrows here. Here's my sandwich. And at any time, you can kind of zoom in to get a better idea. It flipped it upside down for us right now, but you can get a really big look at that embroidery design that you're considering. All right, I'm going to add a little ladybug in here. So all you have to do is select the design you want to add and press set. And now I'm going to zoom in. We can zoom up to 200%. And I'm just going to grab that ladybug and move it over. I think I also want to size it down because it's almost as big as my letters. So I'm going to go into size. And I'm going to size proportionally down. And this will give you the ability to size down or up by about 20%. But if you size by stitch density, the machine is actually going to recalculate the stitches for you as you size it. So you can go a lot smaller than 20%. So let me drag that over. You can see I sized that down significantly. Now I'm going to duplicate that because I want one on the other side. I'm just clicking and dragging with my finger, bringing it over to the other side. And now I'm going to use my select tool to grab both my ladybugs and make sure that they are level because I like for everything to be nice and neat. So I'm going to press set and it's going to highlight that ladybug for me. And then I'm going to select the other ladybug and press OK, and the machine now has both of them selected. Then my alignment tool opens up for me to use because I have multiple elements selected at once. So I can go into the alignment tool, And you can see here, you could align to the left, you can align top or bottom, and then you can align center vertically or horizontally. So I'm going to align the centers of these two ladybugs horizontally. And you can see they kind of snapped into place there. So now I know that they are even going across. Okay, and then let's see. Let's experiment with my V being red. So I'm going to go into my color palette here. And I can see as I click through these colors, it's showing me the preview of that stitch block. So I can tell that when I select this red, that's going to stitch out the ladybug. That's the color that the ladybug's body is going to be. So I'm going to scroll up. And right now, all three of my letters are grouped together. So I'm going to go back to my editing screen. I'm going to go down to my text editing tools, which are right down here. And I'm going to select multicolor. And what that did was that separated my three monogram letters. So now I'll be able to just edit the V and turn it to the color red. Now, one more thing that is kind of an oversight on my part right now is that I have a black hat. So I do not want to be stitching black letters on my black hat. I'm going to show you guys another really cool tool that this machine has that I thoroughly enjoy. So you go into your settings, and right here on the first page, you have embroidery background color. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to select black. And what that does is that changes my screen to black. So you can see exactly what you're stitching out and how those colors are going to look on the background of the item you're stitching on. Isn't that awesome?
That is a cool feature. That is so cool.
So now I know I need to change those black parts to a different color. So I'll go back into my color palette and let's experiment with making those white. Might look a little weird with the ladybugs, but we can try it out. I'm going to do the preview. Again, it's upside down, but I'm not sure I like how the ladybugs look in white. So I think I'm going to delete those for now. But at least I got to show you guys how you can add those in. We played with some of those editing tools, and you saw I did it all right on this screen. I didn't have to use embroidery digitizing software, nothing, just right here with my finger. So I love that about this machine. I could stand in front of here for hours creating designs. So I'm going to delete that ladybug, and then it's selected the other one. So I'm going to delete that one as well. And then I'm going to turn off multicolor, which is going to change all of my monogram back to be one color. I'll go into my color palette, change it to white, and there we go. Now we'll get a nice crisp design on my black hat.
So amazing. Guys, don't forget that we have the $50 e-gift card giveaway at the end of the show. So make sure you're putting hashtag AllBrands to enter yourself into that $50 e-gift card at the end of the show.
All right. Excited to see who wins the raffle today. All right, so I'm going to go to end edit, and again, it flipped that design for me. So I am pretty much ready to go. Although I could show you guys one more thing. Let me try and move my other camera closer so we can see the actual hat, and I'll show you guys the laser positioning guide, which is really, really fun.
Did you say laser positioning?
I did. It's not a real laser, but it looks like one, so that's what we all call it.
Look, any guidance I can get to straighten my stuff out, I am appreciative.
Yeah, exactly.
See, everyone is just loving it right now on the show. Let's see. and giving each other so much encouragement, saying that the first one was a bit scary when they were doing hats, but now it's doing better. That's awesome. And that you're making
Exactly.
this look very simple, which we appreciate.
I'm glad. All right, I'm going to try and zoom in here. I think this gives the best view. So can you guys see that red line that's on my hat?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So that is the little laser guide. So I'm going to swing around here. So what this is giving me the ability to do is to make sure that my design is going to go straight up and down the hat. So on screen, I'm selecting my laser positioning tool, and I'm asking the machine to show me the position of my design from the bottom center to the top center. That way, it's going to show me 2 points with the laser, and I'll be able to make sure that the bottom point and the top point are sitting right in the seam of my hat. So it moved down to the bottom center, and I'm going to use the arrows on the screen to make sure that the crosshairs of my laser are right in the center seam of the hat. And I'm going to do the next one, which you'll probably be able to see better. So this is representing the top center of the design. And I just need to scooch it over like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And now it will be perfectly centered. And because of the nature of this cap frame and how it sets the cap up to be perfectly straight and tight in there and lays flat, you usually have to do very, very minor adjustments to make sure that your design is going to be sitting straight. But it's always nice to have that added little adjustment to make your design perfect. And of course, it's an incredible tool to have when you're running a business or you're, starting your side hustle, because your product is going to be excellent. And who wouldn't want their product to be excellent, right?
I would, personally.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I went a little bit too close to the brim, so I'm just going through this once more. And you can see it takes me 2 seconds to set it up. And now I'm ready to stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and start this stitch out. And we can watch it for a little bit, but if it's too loud, Courtney, just let me know and I can stop it.
Yeah, I think while it's stitching out, if you don't mind, we have some questions for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Let's see. First one. Lori wants to know, is there a hat frame for domestic machines that we know of?
You would have to, there are some non-brother hat frames that work with your brother frames for the flatbed machines, but the official cap frames are only for the free arm machines.
Marissa wanted to know, do they have a side-to-side cap frame for the Persona?
They do not. So the Persona is only compatible with the standard cap frame, which still gives you a really nice embroidery area. But that wide cap frame that I was speaking about that can stitch from ear to ear is only available for the 6 needle and the 10 needle.
Great. Let's see. Jennifer wanted to know, how do you set your embroidery to stitch from the center out?
Yeah, so I can go back and show you that on the screen. But it's basically with the, sorry, I think I misunderstood the question. So you want it to stitch from the center out?
Yes.
Yes. I don't think I've done that before. So I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you about that one.
You stumped the expert. That's always the goal. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Let's see. Let's go ahead and select. Oh, that's a good idea. Margaret said, great to add a touch of personalization to cups.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's the great thing about the multi-needle machines is that you have that slender bed, so you really could put a line in the baby onesies. I love making outfits for nieces and nephews and everyone expecting, but I try not to do it on a flatbed. I will do it on a multi-needle. It's so much easier to get in there.
Yes, way easier, especially with the sleeve frame, which is what we recommend when you're stitching out a onesie. It's great for that, definitely.
Absolutely. Let's see, Lori wanted to know, is this machine easy to thread? And I guess it's kind of, once you kind of do it a few times, it gets easier for sure.
Yeah, it is quite easy. All Brother machines have the threading instructions printed right on the machine, so you can always just follow the arrows to thread it through. And yeah, of course, practice makes you perfect, or at least much better. But yeah, the instructions are always there for you on how to thread it.
Absolutely. That is so awesome. Man, that thing is just a going. That's
Yes,
great.
and I have it set to 400 stitches per minute right now, but for a hat, it can go up to 600.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's probably mass chaos in the best way. Let's see. Nicole said, let's see. Oh, does it come in a bundle or what includes the cost? So this machine come with the, I'm sorry, this frame come with the machine or is it separate?
I believe the cat frame is separate. Yeah, you do get a ton of frames with the machine, and I can show some of those really quickly.
Oh, this is just random. Linda, I brought the Scan and Cut SDX 325 and want to learn more about applique embroidery. Quilting is very fluid. If you haven't, like I said, checked out the after hour show, I think that is the next project that we're going to be doing is applique with the Scan and Cut. That's just a side note that I saw. Oh my goodness, this one is too cool. Oh my, she's almost done. Wow.
Yep. We're almost there. I'll show you guys the finished.
No time at all.
I know. And imagine if we were going at 600 stitches per minute.
Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. I love the little dance at the end. That was cute.
Yes, it sings to you in celebration. All right. So I will take this off. Twist it. Let me switch back to my other camera here. Okay. I moved my cameras around while we were doing this, so it's a little messier than before, but there we go. There's my monogram done correctly this time. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock this and take my clips off on the side. And then the top frame is just going to pop right out. You can place the bottom frame on the side. We're going to bend the brim again and just take it, separate it out. Then I could just tear my stabilizer off.
Perfect. It looks wonderful.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. You made that so quick and easy. Wow.
I know. It's all thanks to this machine. And so you can see how close I got to the brim here. And I had moved it up a little bit too. But that's the beauty of this, this flat brim frame and driver set, is that it can get really close to the brim. So it's great for baseball hats like this one.
I mean, literally, the center of the hat is perfectly down the V. That looks so perfect.
Oh, yeah, that one came out great. Okay, I wanted to show you some of the frames that come with the machine. There's this really nice, this is about 12 by 8 inches. There's like a little, This one is 2.5 by 1.5. This actually I used recently to embroider the side of a hat. So like right here on the left or right side, you can put it in this small little frame and get a really cool embroidery on the side, which is actually pretty popular nowadays. Here in New York, everyone's wearing their Yankees hats and everyone has a different little design on the side to make it unique. So
that is so creative. I love when people personalize things. That is what we specialize in.
Yeah. So there's about I would say 5 frames that come with this machine. I store all of my embroidery frames on this table that I'm using. These are all of my embroidery frames for all of my machines. This table, I highly recommend it. If you get a multi-needle machine, it locks the feet in. It has anti-vibration pads. It has the wheels. So it weighs a lot. It's a big machine, but on 4 wheels, it's so easy to kind of move it around. Great for storage. There's another level below this one for even more storage. So, and you could keep your frames on the side. You can kind of see I have all of them arranged on the side here. Have my mounting jig ready to go on the cart. So yeah.
That is awesome. I'm going to put a quick overlay. That way you can kind of see more of the items separated, all the different frames, the machine, the stand, the hat frame, everything like that. We do, of course, do a bundle for all brands. So all of the items listed right there. That way you guys can see them a little better. And then, of course, we do have it for the 10 needle as well. Can't forget the 10 needle. Love her too. She is a whole large situation. We love it. Oh my God. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for teaching us so much. I feel like I'm excited to start doing hats. Guys, if you haven't put hashtag AllBrands, you have a few moments to put hashtag AllBrands for the $50 e-gift card giveaway. Again, that is hashtag AllBrands. I saw a comment, let's see, where did it go? That said, tell us about the after hour show, Courtney. It sounds like fun. It is a lot of fun, or at least I think it's fun just because I'm hosting it. Again, it's more of a sit and sew along with us. It's me at night just doing some projects and you're keeping me company and we're just chit-chatting and having a good time. So that is the after hour show that comes out on Saturday night.
That sounds like a great time.
Oh yeah, we have a good time. I know everyone's like, Courtney, you should have a drink during it. I'm like, no, not a good idea. All right, guys. So hashtag AllBrands in the comments. Hurry, hurry, hurry fast. Now, while they're putting their last hashtags in there, I do want to, of course, invite everyone again to Houston Colt Festival to come see us. We are going to be having a lineup of guests, and I'll rattle some off real fast. We have, and yes, I'm reading it. I'm cheating. We have Angela Wolf, Cindy Hogan, Emily Thompson, Wendy Chow, Joanne Banco, Heather Banks, Barb Marcellecci. Oh, sorry, Barb, I messed that up. Let's see, Colleen Sweatman, Barbara Jones, Reen Wilcox, Carrie Cunningham, Becky Thompson, Allison Nash, Emily Cross. So Steady will be with us, and all of the Dowlett family, which would be our owner, John M. Barbara will be there, John F. will be there, and I'll be there. So come hang out with us. We're going to have a really, really great time. And just finally getting to touch machines and sit down at them and ask all of your questions. Oh, Chrissy said, yes, I'll be there. Can't wait. We can't wait to see you. All right, guys. So last chance, AllBrands, hashtag AllBrands. Let's add it on to the stream. There we go. All right, everybody ready? Drum. Da, 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 da. I feel like we should always have like a drum roll. All righty, and Kathy, congratulations. You were the winner of the AllBrands gift card. Let's see. There we go. All right. Congratulations. Please email events@allbrands.com with your name, number, and address to claim your $50 e-gift card. Again, that is events@allbrands.com with all of your information so we can give you your $50 e-gift card. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
Sarah, thank you again. You're a wealth of knowledge. It's so great to have you on the show and
Thanks for
answering
having
all of
me.
our questions.
Yeah, this was really fun. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we've had a great show. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully, you'll come back for the next show. I can't remember the guest, but I'm sure we'll have a great time. All right, everybody, y'all have a good night.